Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel here on YouTube and also Facebook. Um, I want to talk a little bit, just a little bit of time about my weight loss journey and how it got started. Okay, naturally the doctor says you need to lose weight, blah blah blah. You're gonna have all these health conditions and stuff, and yet and still, um, that wasn't enough to scare me from doing what I was doing. It wasn't enough for me. I mean, I've came to near death experiences several times and it still just was not enough. So it got to be 2019 when I became almost bedridden. Well, basically I was bedridden because I was going no further than the bed to the bathroom. And it was so hard, y'all. It was so hard to walk. It was so hard to move. Um, it was so hard to take a shower. It was hard to do anything. I could like lifting my arms like this. I could not do this. I could not do this then. Lifting my arms, moving my legs, any type of mobility that I had was gone. And I was basically bedbound. And like the only time I would get up is if my daughter came and she was like, well, we get ready to go somewhere, or like if I had a doctor's appointment or something. But other than that, I was pretty much bedbound from major depression. And so my weight went up to 437, but that's not the heaviest that I've been. The heaviest I've been is 560 pounds. Okay, that's the heaviest that I have been. But even though the doctors kept telling me I need to lose weight, I did not see the value in it. I didn't see the reason why they wanted to keep picking on little old me. Why y'all picking on me? I did not see the reason why they kept picking on me about my weight and stuff. I mean, there was other big people roaming around, so and other patients, go pick on them or something. Why you choose me? But I still didn't pay the doctors no attention at all, even despite having high blood pressure and what we talked about earlier, the low vitamin D and stuff. I still just stayed in my own tracks. But I found out that was because of the major depression. What finally made me get up to do something about my weight was this woman that talked to me. She talked to me. She was a doctor. Her name was Dr. Horton, with one of my she's not with my healthcare provider, but she is one of my healthcare providers through my insurance. That's what I'm meaning to say. And so I talked with this woman and she was like, you have major depression. Because talking to you do not seem like the type of person to just be bored out, wore down like that. You don't seem like the type of person that would, just be in the bed all day like that. And I was like, no, I'm not. I said, I actually would rather be up, out doing stuff, but I just can't get myself to move. I just don't know what it is. I've never been like this. So she said it was major depression. So that came from stress and some heartaches and some heartbreaks. It came from identifying people who, let's say, when you don't know how to cope with people who you love that are doing you bad, you just fall apart. You take it out on yourself. And that's kind of what I did. I took it out on myself. And I told the doctor how I was having so much trouble moving now. It was like I just laid there and swole up overnight, really. But really, it took a process of about 9 months to get like that. But when I finally woke up and realized that I was not moving no further than the bed to the bathroom. I mean, I'm going to tell y'all, even my food, my children and my grandchildren, they were bringing my food to me to the bed. Now, that's not a bad thing because they were making sure that I was fed. But they were bringing it to the bedroom and they won't bring in big amounts. So, see, I was gaining weight and won't even hardly eating like that. They just bring one plate a day. The rest of the time, I would chill out on chips, donuts, cakes. I got where I started drinking sodas. And I'm not really a soda drinker. That was strange. Yeah. I started drinking sodas. Got where I was just buying 12 packs of soda after soda, but I wouldn't drink but 1 or 2 a day. But still, that was too much for me because I don't even really like soda. Mobility was the problem. She told me, my doctor did, that I need to start some type of stress management because it was stress that was eating me up. It was stress that had contributed to weight gain and to my eating disorder. And so when I started this journey, yes, I needed to lose weight, but that was not the focus. When I first started this journey, the focus was stress management. Because even though I was in therapy and I had a therapist, I still was stressing. I still had chronic anxiety. I still had sleepless nights because, see, I have had complex PTSD too. And thank God those symptoms have slowed down almost to hardly none. I still get them, but nothing like it used to be. So to deal with this stress and this PTSD crisis that all of a sudden blew up in my life, the doctor recommended that I start out doing Tai Chi. The focus was not about my weight at all. It was about stress management and getting my head together. Once I started getting my head together, then I was able to get up and do the Tai Chi. Look, y'all, everything was hurting. Everything was hurting. Everything. Like my mind was hurting. My arms were hurting. My legs were hurting. Everything was hurting. Y'all, I just remembered I was supposed to have this all the way up because of the pollen. Just remembered that. But everything was hurting, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like even my little elbow here was hurting. My wrist was hurting. Everything was hurting because I had then laid there, didn't use anything. When I started, my muscles were so small. My nutritionist was like, girl, you laid there, and the whole time you laid there, your muscles are wasting away. And so I had to come up with a plan, and I needed a quick plan because I didn't want to stay bedridden. I wanted to get back active in life. And so mobility was my reason for getting up, and that's how I ended up losing weight. I started getting up every day, come right outside here. At the time, I didn't have this lovely deck. I didn't have it at the time. I didn't have it at the time. But I would come sit out here on my step, and I would do Tai Chi from my chair. Focus over here where I want to aim my arm and get it. Go over here where I want to aim. I was doing Tai Chi. I may do it one morning with y'all out here. I may do it several mornings out here. But I started from Tai Chi sitting in a chair. I can do it standing up or I can do it sitting down. Some days when I'm not in pain, I will do it standing up, and then some days I just sit down because I'm going to tell you something. When you've lost over 200 pounds, you have so much skin and stuff to hold, and that skin is falling on your joints that are still some good, and then the ones that are bad, they just get worse. They get worse until that weight becomes smaller and smaller. And so I'm going to learn how to fix this, so when I come back on, I won't be doing all this. Okay? But yeah, that's what motivated me to lose weight was Tai Chi, stress management. My stress has been pretty much managed now for the last almost 2 years. In June, May will be 2 years that I've been on my journey. I have a psychiatrist. I got to get with a therapist because the therapist I had, I don't know where she went, but she counseled on all of us, so bless her heart, but she was having such a hard time. I mean, I felt like actually I was sitting there giving her advice, really. I mean, really, literally I was. If you go listen to my podcast, My Plus Size Grandma Reality Show podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, go listen, and I talk about it. It's probably way back at like 300 episodes back because we pretty well up to 600 now. I deleted some, so we probably like 590, 594 or something like that. So you have to go back and find it if it's still on there. If not, go to Spotify or either iHeartRadio, and they're all on there, all 600 and some. Okay, excuse me. So see, these allergies are starting to creep. Said I creeped, yeah. No one has to know. Hey. And so that's what I do too. I TikTok. TikTok played a big part in my stress management. Them little 15-second videos that I was doing would take me about nearly 1 hour just to get, well, back then when I first started, it would take me about 1 hour to get the right footage because I would have to keep doing it over and over. And so the whole time I'm burning calories because I'm moving and I'm dancing, but I'm burning calories the whole time. So go check me out on TikTok at Miss Coco Boughton, and you look at my beginner videos. I mean, it looks like I'm doing that stuff smooth out, but I'm not. It takes time. Like, I remember this one shot I wanted to get right over there. That shot started right over there. And it took all day. I was like, oh my God, it's almost dark. I came out here at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and now it's almost dark, and I'm still trying to get this shot right. So little things like that had me moving. Mobility. My range of motion was limited. I remember when I first started, the range that I had, like, doing this was impossible. Like, you see, I can do this. I can raise this all the way up like this. It was impossible when I first started. Oh my God, it hurted so bad. Like, just to hold one arm up. And this is big meat right here. And you see, this is heavy. But just to hold one arm up, I would have to lean on something to hold it up. But I didn't care. It was still movement, so I did it. I kept doing it over and over, and before I know it, a year had came, and I was in a different clothing size. Like this dress right here, it's a 3X. I was originally wearing a 5, 6, and 7. No, not a 7X. Sorry about that. Ooh, no. That was 2005. Honey, in 2005, I was all the way up to an 8X in men. I couldn't even find no women clothes. But I started moving. And when I started moving, it helped a lot. Everything, my breathing started getting better. I mean, when you go look at my TikTok videos, I'm on there trying to talk. I'm like, oh, I feel like I mean, it would take everything out of me. Let me tell you, it's going to hurt. It's going to be ugly. The process ain't pretty, but it's worth it. You're worth it. The process ain't pretty, but it's worth it. And if you stay the course and you keep doing it, even on days that you don't feel like, I've been sick a whole month. The whole month of February, I was sick. And I promise you, I still did something. Because I'm determined that the bedroom will not be my destination until I get married, though. Now, when I get married, he better be ready. But all jokes aside, but that bedroom is not going to be where I stay. This living room is not going to be where I stay. Even when it comes down to this deck, as beautiful as it is, it's a whole beautiful world out there that I'm trying to see, that I'm going to see. So that requires me to be mobile. And if I want to enjoy it and have a better quality of life, I got to stay focused on my mobility. And the more I move, well, then you get the results. That's how weight loss happens. But I couldn't focus on weight loss because if I would have, it would have discouraged me. So what I ended up doing was focusing on the task that I needed to do, which was moving. And now I'm able to get up most days, clean my own house, make up my own bed. It was a whole journey. It was a whole process. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to use my hands correctly, use my fingers correctly. I had to learn how to, like, even sitting down, hold my feet correctly. Like, I have a team of trainers. Like, if you don't know Silver Sneakers, that's who I was with. There's some great trainers on there. Silver Sneakers by Humana. Go on YouTube If you don't know where to start at like with stress and stuff, go on YouTube and start doing some of their exercises. You can do those exercises seated or standing up, but you gotta start somewhere, and you can't blame nobody. You can't be blaming nobody if things don't go right, because you are in control of you. That was me. You make the choice. If you want to lay there, then the results of just laying there is gonna hurt. Even though when you get up, it hurts a lot to get up and do stuff, but the feeling is a lot better than just laying there letting it continue to build up. I mean, I still have my days. I do. I still have my days, but to God be the glory that it ain't like it used to be. My life has improved so much. And until next time, though, I hope I encourage somebody to think about what it is they really want to do. My thing was, I really wanted to be able to move on my own. I wanted my independence. That's what motivated me to start my mobility journey. And within my mobility journey was a little compartment for weight loss. And it just so happened that because I was faithful to my movements, that the weight loss came in big numbers. Over 100 and some pounds, and almost, it's going on, what is it? It's going on like 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years in May. Here are my grandbabies. Hey! So it's time for me to go, because my grandbabies are on the way, and they kept me motivated. So get around people that you love, like your grandbabies. Have a fun time with them. Let them help you out. My grandbabies help me. But we got to go now. Y'all see they up in my yard. Peace, love, and happiness.